Day 24, share one another's burdens. I really love this portion of the devotional today because I think it's so important that we recognize what somebody else is going through and try to step in and be the hands and feet of Christ. I wanted to share 3 simple examples in my own life that people stepped in during my time of grief. In just some basic ways. I've said before, I've had friends who just came over and said, we're taking you out to lunch. And just that small gesture gave me a respite, gave me time away from my environment and kind of a release of fogginess and heaviness to get out with my friends and just enjoy one another. A second thing was, as many of you know, if you read the book, my son who passed away had a 4-month-old daughter born when he passed. And I began to assume some of the duties of taking care of her while her mommy worked. And I had a sister who at least once or twice a week would just drop in, unannounced all the time, and just step in. And she would help me. As you know, taking care of an infant is very daunting and tiring. She would step in. She'd help clean the house, she'd take care of the baby, take the baby out for a walk. And I'll tell you, that alone will always be cherished in my heart because she shared that burden with me. And it helped me feel that somebody else was in it with me. So just something like that, so special, not planned, but she took it upon herself. And then one last thing, when I was in the midst of a terrible tragedy, I had a friend come over. She had lost her son. He was 12 years old in a car accident, and she is one of my best friends. And she came over one day and she insisted that I was going to her house. And in her former life, she had owned a hair salon. And when I got there, there was another friend waiting, and of course they had lunch waiting, and they had a little pedicure station set up. And they both were talking to me, serving me, and giving me a pedicure all at the same time. And in retrospect, during that time, I'm just like mechanically going through the motions and I'm appreciative. But in retrospect, I see that so symbolic of Jesus getting on his knees and washing the feet of his disciples. It's such a servant attitude, and it was so special to me when I look back at what they were trying to do. They didn't know what else to do. So they were giving me a pedicure and feeding me. And it was just a beautiful gesture. So I encourage you to think about someone that you want to encourage in some way, whatever your giftedness is. Ask the Lord to show you, and then just step in and do it. Trust me, in the long run, they will look back and they will look at you and say, the Lord truly sent that person to me on that day. God bless. Have a great day.